so much for joining me for this Get Ready With Me featuring my July favorites. We'll be doing some really light coverage again today. I'm really enjoying that, especially because of these dark spots here. So we're gonna go in with the Chanel Mattifying Primer. It's really great for summer, especially for my combo skin where I get more oily here and then right between the brows. Okay, I'm actually going to do something first before foundation because this takes a minute. I think I figured out how best to use the BEIGES Water Fresh blush. So I'm going to put a couple pumps on the back of my hand, and it's kind of runny like this, but for me, actually maybe I didn't think about this well because I'm gonna get this hand full of blush, but that's okay. I'm just going to do this first, and then I wanna let it kind of dry down a little bit before I even apply it to my face. So we're just gonna leave it like this while we apply the Water Fresh Tint Medium Plus. And Medium Plus even adds a little bit of color to my face, and it's a little bit more tan. I just have some medium here as well, so let's add that just to the center of the face because the center of my face is a little bit lighter, and just for a bit more coverage right here in the front. Now that we've got that on, let's go ahead with the blush. Now it's dried down really nicely, so it's not as shiny anymore. So this is actually a good point where it's almost, as it still has to not dry down completely though. Still has a bit of moisture to it, but it's not where it was before. It still has a little bit of shininess to it. And then I'm just gonna pat this on. It adds just a bit of subtle color. I think it might be difficult to see on camera, but it's really lovely in person. And I did not add concealer today. I think one of the things with the discoloration, as I'm experimenting more without powder, is that if there's a bit of glow to the face, the texture of the face, it's not as perfect, and then the spots don't need to be totally covered up either. So I think because there's a bit of imperfection, I can get away with not having these totally covered up. Again, going with the theme of very light coverage, we're gonna go in with the Camoflauge Stylo, skipping that Chanel Under Eye Concealer altogether just because it's a really natural look. So if you find that one a bit drying, although I do not find it drying, but some people have let me know they found that drying, this is more fluid and it's more lightweight. Also, it's not as opaque. And I'm really focusing it right here versus the entire eye area. I'm not pulling it over here. Just blending it in gently with my finger here. Okay, now I do have some broken capillaries right under my nose there, but I'm going to go in with this is the BEIGES Water Fresh Touch. It has more coverage, but a very similar kind of finish, similar kind of texture. So the way it reflects light will be more consistent with the Water Fresh tint. So just like just the littlest bit. This one is it's lighter. It's in B30. I think I tried 40 and it just was too dark for what I wanted it for. So you can see there, it's a little bit lighter, but we'll blend it in. I could probably use this on my spots as well, but like I said, the more perfect I try to get, the more like makeup-y it can look. Let's take some of that excess. I'm gonna just blend it in with this blush a little bit, the Water Fresh Touch, and then the blush. Let's just dot it on. See what kind of coverage we can get here. But for me, getting some of that moisture off of the blush first, letting it evaporate before I apply it, seems to help a lot. I'm actually gonna take a little bit more of, this is warm pink, by the way, if I did not mention. So just taking a bit of warm pink, and then I'm gonna blend it with that 30 in the Water Fresh Touch B30. And then let that sit for a moment. I might just dot that on a little bit more. While we're waiting for that, let's go in with brows. Now, I have no idea what happened to my Jones Road brow product. Actually, I can't find a lot of my brow products. I don't know what happened. I used the Chantecaille one recently. So going with the standby, this is by Gucci. It's a really nice one. It's in 4. I have several of these. So if you want something that's not shiny, it's a powder type product, but in pencil form. So you don't get anything reflecting the light, which I actually prefer. I think that gives a nice soft look. Going light-handedly, I'm gonna fill these out. Yeah, really light-handedly. Focusing more on this area right here for depth and intensity. Tapering it off, and then really just going really, really lightly up here. Okay, let's go underneath with Trench, canceling out this darkness. I've actually been bringing it up here, so we'll see if we need that Clé de Peau in a little bit. Okay, let's go in with that blush that I mixed in with the Water Fresh Touch, just right here. It's a little bit warm in here, so let me just put this shirt on the back of the chair for a second. So just have this, this is an Everlane dress that I had, gosh, I've had this forever. Yeah, it's a really old dress, but I like to layer things on it. So let's go in with a bronzer. I don't need to actually bronze too much, but let's go in with the Sunstone Bronzer. And let me put a couple of bronzers on because I've been using this one, and also I've been using this one. This is by Chanel. This is the light beige. So maybe if you wanted to see side by side, they are different tones, but I thought I'd show them to you anyway. I really like this one. So this is Chantecaille over here. We're gonna go with the Sunstone Bronzer. I would use the brush I've been using, but then it won't be an even kind of application because I only have one of these. So we're using this REPHR number 4. This is kind of the same idea. If you put a little bit on this end here and then just place it and swipe like this, you kind of get the same effect. It's a little bit like wider though. Careful not to go too much here. I tend to put too much on my forehead. And then let's do the Chanel light coral over here. I actually just thought of something. I really like this look, but let's also try these blushes together side by side in case you were curious about the difference. They look very similar. This is Chantecaille Sunstone Energy, and then we'll try it against this blush in the light coral. So when we get to that blush part, let's do that. So someone was asking if this Cheetah palette would work on deeper, more rich skin tones, and they actually have a picture here of 2 models with 2 different complexions tones. So let me show you. Really beautiful, but they really focused on that shimmery shade there, and that's what I'm going to try to do today. It won't look exactly like this, but we'll do this idea. Since I didn't see them actually apply this makeup on her, I'm gonna do my interpretation of what I think may have happened or how I could do that. So I'm gonna take the middle tone, the matte brownie tone, and then let's apply that all over the lid. Different than how I showed this in the first video. So this is a brush, it's a number 1, and it's not super dense like the 2, so I'm not going on as densely as possible right now, but we'll build it up. So let's just apply that all over the lid. And it almost has like a more mushroomy tone to it. It's really beautiful, this brown. So I'm just gonna apply it all over the lid like that. Really even, that's why I love this. It's so easy going on. Here's the color. So you can see really how the brown tone that is there. It actually is a really nice complement to brown eyes. So I'm gonna take that shimmery shade, I'm just gonna put it on my finger like this just to get it as dense as possible. And you can see there the color. So let's add that. I'm just looking at her, and they took it all the way to the, like the middle, not the middle, but like the inner corners. So let's put this all over the lid. It's the shimmer particles are a bit more fine than something like the luminescent eye shades. I'm trying to see, it doesn't look like they brought it over above her brow bone at all. It's just on her eyelid, but she has beautiful eyelids anyway, so you're gonna see it more on her eyes than on mine. You just get a little brush here. Let's see, I have a number 3, and they took some of it and they just placed it like in the inner corner here, like this. And it almost looks silvery on her, I think because the undertone of her skin. Let's go underneath. We go a little bit deeper with the crease. So I'm gonna take this, this is a BK Beauty 201. Great for if you have some space between here and your brow like I do. Oh, I didn't add as much over here, did I? Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add some Faux Longest Lash Mascara. Okay, so I just added some Faux Longest Lash Mascara, and we do need to clean up. Oh, before we do that though, let's hydrate because we're gonna try in a few lip colors. So we've got the Rose de May Lip Balm by Chantecaille just to hydrate first. Using the Clay Depot just to clean up here. It's like a no brush day. I've really not been using very many brushes at all. Okay, another thing I forgot to do, I forgot to put in the clear brow gel. Yikes. And this is the clear brow gel by Jones Road Beauty. I think it's a really natural look. It's very consistent with the finish of the skin. I do prefer more powdery brow when I have more glow to the skin. And speaking of glow, I also like the Victoria Beckham one, but this is the one in Transparent by Chanel. It's their Balm. So we're just gonna add it here. Actually, let me just do this a little bit better. I'm gonna add some to the back of my hand. It's a little bit more control and then pat it on. So this is truly a texture kind of glow versus particle glow, which I think works really nicely on something like this. Oh, I was gonna put blush on. Oh, let's just put blush on later. Okay, we'll just add a little bit here maybe. Hopefully it won't interfere. And then down the bridge of the nose. I'm gonna do my hair and then we'll try those blushes out too. This is the Sunstone blush by Chantecaille. So it has a bit of glow too. So I thought this would be a nice comparison. Just gonna pat it on there. Okay, my hair's stuck to my face. So it helps further kind of distract from the discoloration. I can barely see it now because it's got glow and it has a little bit of, just because of the warmth there, can color correct a bit. It's pretty. The light coral, let's do this side. So one of the main differences, you might not be able to tell, but from that distance is that there is a golden glow. And I have to say the particles appear just slightly larger. I mean, I can't see them, but I just see it, they're reflecting the light. This one's a little bit more smoothing on the skin, but it's not a big difference. Just if I'm looking really closely. In fact, let me scoot in so you can see. Chanel blush over here. And then this is a Chantecaille blush. Okay, so let's go ahead with the lip colors. Now I think there's a reason why I keep going back to the same colors in Chanel and why I love the new Chantecaille collection. In case you missed the Cheetah collection video, I'm gonna try them all on again just for reference with a little bit of a different eye. I guess it doesn't look that different. I wonder if I can intensify even more. So let me take another brush because the one that I just used fell on the floor. So we've got 202 and I'm gonna take that matte color in the Cheetah palette again and add a little bit more. These are limited edition and this is the shade Wild Senna. And one of the reasons I think this one works for me is because it does have a warmer tone, that it's not washing me out. Lighter, cooler tones can tend to wash me out, but this is a warmer tone, which is why I think it does work for me. On camera, I know this doesn't really have the same impact as something bold and berry toned, but this is a kind of lip that I wear in real life that I really enjoy because it's very harmonious and nothing too dramatic. I really like this. Let's go in with the next one, which is Desert Lily. Now, I thought this was going to be a deeper shade. It's not really, but it has more of a cool tone to it. I would say they're around the same depth. It is very close to my natural lip color. It's just slightly lighter than that though, so that's why I think this one also works on me. And then let's go in with Acacia, which someone asked if there was something that was similar to this. I think there was in the Elephant collection. I believe there was an Acacia lip veil. Okay, that's just like your lips a bit better on me. Yeah, just a little bit more intensity. Okay, I have a couple of Chanel products I've been using on repeat and I think it makes sense why I keep going back to these, because there's a little bit more hydration here. They're not super opaque. They just give a little bit of color, really comfortable to wear, and then very complimentary as well. So, but yeah, you can see that was like, I removed the lip color and you can't even really tell I did that because it's so close to my lip tone. Let's go in with, this is one I've been carrying around, 914 Natural Charm. It's a warmer tone. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the same family as Wild Senna, that first warm tone that we tried on, but there's more intensity here. Actually, it's warmer than Wild Senna. So this is Natural Charm 914 that I have on right now, and then this is Wild Senna. Okay, and then the other one I've been enjoying over and over again by Chanel is Sweet Treat. That reminds me actually of Acacia. Okay, so let me see what Sweet Treat looks like against Acacia. Okay, they are definitely related. So this is Sweet Treat and this is Acacia. So you see the intensity of Acacia is more intense. It has a little bit more of a berry. I mean, they are very similar. So I knew there was a reason why I loved all of these, because these are shades that really work for me. But I'm definitely enjoying these more minimal looks. They don't take as long. It looks really fresh. And I think really easy to replicate. Let me know, are you enjoying these fresher looks on yourself, or do you still enjoy full makeup? It is really challenging to enjoy full makeup during the summer because I just don't like the feeling of makeup on my face when it's hot. So I do like to stick to really minimal, lightweight makeup. As always, please leave your tips and tricks on how to best use these products or products that you are loving, especially for the summer. But that is it for today's video. So please take care of each other, stay well if you enjoyed this video. If you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time.